Welcome to yoga therapeutics practice today for the feet and legs. This is one of my signature classes. I love teaching this class. This is kind of a smaller version of what I would teach in a group class, which is usually about an hour and 15 minutes long. So you're going to get about 30 minutes of yoga therapeutics for the feet, ankles, and legs. You're going to need a soft and pliable tennis ball, one that's definitely used, and a blanket and your yoga sticky mat. So come to your mat, to a seat. We're going to start seated. So find your way to a comfortable seat sitting on a blanket. So give your hips a little bit of lift so that they're above the knees and the spine can lift up nice and tall into its natural curves. Draw the chin slightly down and back as you lengthen through the back of the neck and lift all the way up through the crown. Close your eyes, or you can gently gaze down the tip of your nose. And just allow yourself to come into your center. Noticing a few things, noticing the breath. Noticing the space within the body. And as we start to notice these things, I invite you to practice today without judgment. Allow yourself to just be present in whatever is your truth today. Noticing the space around the body. The front, the back, around the sides. Noticing the air around the body and where the air meets the surface of your skin. And in this quiet space, let's take 5 more breaths. And as you're ready, begin to flicker your eyes open, inviting in the space around you to be a part of your practice. So just a note, today I am actually recording this class on video as well, so hopefully I'll be able to add a video. I wasn't sure how the yoga therapeutics was going to translate on audio. If you're watching the video and you hear some outside noises, I do live in a highly populated neighborhood and there's some construction work going on outside, so sorry about that. All right, so you're going to come off your blanket, just have it nearby, have your tennis ball nearby, and you're going to extend your legs out in front of you. And then let's actually take the right leg just a few inches out to the right, so at an angle from the hip joint. And then place your palms on top of the right thigh and begin to roll the leg from side to side, moving from the hip joint. So you're gently pressing down into the thigh with the palms, and you're allowing that right leg to just move from side to side and feeling that movement directly from your hip joint. Sorry if I repeated myself. I just want to make that perfectly clear. We want to feel a little juicing of the hip joint, feeling that femur bone move into the hip socket. So just a couple more times here. And then release that, cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and just let the knee relax down here. So it's kind of a external rotation of the right hip. You're going to take your left fingers and put them in between the right toes. Shake hands with your foot, as my teacher used to say. So fingers between the toes, just take a hold of that foot and wiggle the right foot around the ankle bone a couple times in each direction. Come to stillness. Spread the fingers nice and wide, and then squeeze your toes into your fingers and just feel how strong your toes are. Maybe you even feel that intensity all the way up through the front of the leg towards the knee. Take one more breath, squeeze, and relax the toes. Slide your fingers out as best you can. Then holding on to the top of the foot, right around the top of the toes, just pull the foot back towards the hip, stretching through the top of the foot. And then in the opposite direction, holding onto the bottom of the toes, begin to stretch that right foot forward, flexing the foot, stretching through the bottom of the foot. And then hold onto the foot with the right hand. And you're gonna start to take your left hand to the big toe and just wiggle and pull on the big toe. So left hand to right big toe, wiggle and pull, and then do the same thing with all the other toes. Just give each toe a little bit of attention. Wiggle and pull. And then let's give our foot a little massage. So massaging the ball of the foot, place your thumbs to the middle part of the ball of your foot and just massage there, and then work your way to the outer edges. And then when you get to the outer edges of your foot, hold on there and then just wiggle that foot from side to side and feel all of the joints in your foot moving. Lots of joints in your foot. Nice. And then release that. Just notice. Now we're going to take the tennis ball. So bend the right knee and place the sole of the right foot just inside the left knee on the floor. You're going to take your tennis ball and wedge it right in front of the right sit bone. It's a little awkward, I know. So if you've never done this before, it's all good. Just a little yoga therapy, no problem, nobody cares. All right, so slide it in there, wedge it down in there as close to the sit bone as possible. And then just keeping that foot on the floor inside the left knee, just wiggle that knee out to the side and then back up a couple times. And then straighten that right leg back down to the mat. And again, add a little bit of an angle here towards the bottom right corner of the mat. So this might feel a little intense. Those are your hamstring attachments there in front of your sit bone. Now once again, take your hands to the right thigh, pressing gently down into the thigh, and begin to roll that leg again from side to side, moving from the hip joint. All right, lift the leg a little bit, slide the ball out, and move it down. We're going to move into the belly of the hamstring, just above the knee. Once again, press the leg down into the ball, hands to the thigh, and move that leg from side to side. So this is kind of a shortened version of this class. I like to teach it and do this whole sequence for, I don't know, sometimes longer, but it's still effective. All right, lift the leg, slide the ball further down now into the calf muscles. So a little bit underneath the knee into the heavy, heavy, big part of your calf muscle. Now lift the right heel up off the floor, and again, move that leg from side to side. Try and feel that movement coming from the hip joint. You may need to kind of help your leg along here. And this can feel really tender for a lot of people as well. This feels pretty intense for me. And then one more time, move the ball down, lift the heel, and roll it out, side to side. So see my leg kind of flopping around from side to side here, moving directly from the hip joint. All right, come off the ball, bring your legs back to hip width apart, take your hands behind you on the floor and just kind of relax down into your hands. Close your eyes and notice. Just notice any differences between the right foot, the right leg, and the left foot and the left leg. Nice. All right, we got to do all that on the other side. So let's take that left leg out a little bit, more towards angling towards the bottom left corner of the mat. Hands to the left thigh. Pressing down into the thigh gently, just begin to roll that leg out from side to side. This just kind of signals all the tissue on the back of the legs to kind of release and soften and let go. And then crossing the right ankle over, the left ankle over the right thigh this time. Just let the knee relax down, externally rotating the hip. Taking the right fingers now in between the left toes, slide them in there, and wiggle the left foot around the ankle bone. A couple times in each direction. Come to stillness, spread the fingers nice and wide, spreading the toes as well. And then squeeze the toes into the fingers. Feel how strong your toes are. And then relax the toes, slide your fingers out. Hold on to the left foot with the left hand. Hold on to the top of the toes with the right hand and just pull the toes back towards you, stretching through the top of the foot. And then the opposite, right hand underneath the toes and pull the toes away from you, stretching through the bottom of the foot, flexing the foot. And then release that. Grab the big toe with the right hand, left big toe with the right hand, and just wiggle and pull. And do the same thing with all of the other toes. So this is a sequence that I include into my daily massage. I do a daily Ayurvedic Abhyanga massage, and I add this foot work into that, and I get a little bit of footwork every single day that I do that massage. Make sure every toe gets the attention. And then massage the ball of the foot, starting in the middle. So thumbs to the middle of the ball of the foot. Give yourself a nice little massage there. We're working the left foot. And then as you get to the outer edges of your foot, hold on and wiggle that foot from side to side. And feel how much that foot actually moves. And then release that. Place the left foot just inside the right knee. The left knee is moving in towards the chest. You're going to take your ball again and slide it just in front of the left sit bone. Get it, wedge it in there as much as you can. And then move that left knee out to the left. Just feeling that external rotation of the hip. And then bring it back to center and do that a couple times. And then go ahead and straighten the left leg. Again, moving it down on an angle towards the left corner of your mat, just a little bit of an angle. Place the hands again on the left thigh and roll it out. Feel that ball massaging any stickiness or tightness out of those hamstring attachments. And then stop and lift the leg, move the ball out and down the leg to the belly of the hamstring, just above the knee. Press the leg down into the ball, and again, hands to the thigh, roll it out from side to side. Again, feeling that movement, trying to isolate that movement into the left hip socket. All right, lift the leg, lower it again, down to the calf muscles, just a little bit underneath the knee, to the belly of your calf. Lift the left heel up, so the whole leg is balancing on the ball. And then again, roll from side to side, allowing that movement to come from the hip socket. A little intense. And then go ahead and move it down one more time. And once again, lift the heel, feel the whole leg balancing on the ball. And movement coming from the hip socket as you move from side to side. And then take the ball out, bring your legs back to hip width apart, hands to the floor behind you, gently lean back into your hands, close your eyes, and just take a moment to notice what you feel after this ball work on the back of your legs. And of course, waking up the feet. So you may or may not notice anything, you may or may not feel anything, you may feel a ton. It's really just up to the individual and what's happening with your individual body. All right, so let's find our way to standing. Have your tennis ball handy, close by. And we're just gonna find mountain pose. So bring the feet to hip width apart and gently ground down through all four corners of the feet. So the big toe mound, the baby toe mound, and you can find those by lifting the toes, and that's what you're balancing on. You can release the toes back down. And then feel the inner heel and the outer heel. And then stacking, knees over ankles, hips over ankles, shoulders over hips, feeling that gentle, natural curves of your spine. And then gently lift through the chest as you relax your arms down. Chin slightly down and back, feeling long through the back of the neck as you lift all the way up through the crown of the head. Mountain pose. So just notice and feel your body in perfect alignment, feeling that plumb line up through the middle of the body. Rooting down through the lower body as you lift through the upper body, all the way up through the spine and the crown. Relax the arms. If your eyes are closed now, open them and find your tennis ball. Take the tennis ball under the right foot and begin to roll it out. So I encourage you to really notice what you feel here, because if you're feeling some tenderness, then just ease up a little bit. If it feels really good and you want to really get in there and knead the bottom of your feet, then just get a little deeper. Your choice. But try and get the whole surface of the foot. Nice. Now take the right heel down and bring the ball to like the very top of the arch towards the ball of the foot, the tennis ball that is. And then start to wiggle that foot from side to side. Now start to work that ball, the tennis ball, back towards the heel. Heel is grounded, toes are lifted on the ball, arch is on the ball, and you're just moving that foot from side to side, getting this lateral massage across the bottom of the foot. Move it all the way back to the heel. And then bring it back to the front of the foot. Step this left leg back a little bit for leverage. And you're going to place the tennis ball under the ball of the foot, more closer to the toes here. And then just begin to palpate. Palpate and press down into the ball. So press and then lift, press and release, press and release. And then press down and hold, and then grip your toes, right toes around the ball here. We're working the right foot. Take a nice big inhale as you lift the toes. Exhale, grip. Keep pressing down into the ball. Inhale, lift. Exhale, grip. And then once again, palpate. And then move your way down the whole bottom of the foot, palpating. Gently, again, just noticing. And then bring the ball under the heel of the right foot, and we're going to balance there. So take the ball under the heel of the right foot. The right ball of the foot and toes are planted and grounded on your mat. And now step the left foot parallel to the right foot. So we're coming into this modified mountain pose with the heel on the tennis ball. And we're pressing down into the tennis ball, squishing it down. Now as you inhale, reach the arms up and overhead, clasp fingers together, rotate palms to the sky, get really tall. And on the exhale, we're going to side bend to the left, pressing down into the ball as you side bend. Relax the shoulders. And then feel that length all along the right side of your body. Take one more breath. Inhale, coming back to neutral. Release the bind, reach up. And exhale, release your arms down. And then we're just going to gently swing the arms front to back. We're still on the ball. Heel is on the ball. Working the right foot. So let your arms totally relax and shoulders relax as you're swinging your arms. A couple more times. Okay. So now take your hands into Hakini Mudra. So we're just going to meet the right hand with the left hand with the fingertips only. So it'd be this nice big open space between the palms and fingers. Just the fingertips are touching. And I want you to practice here maintaining softness and ease through the upper body. And that's the whole point of holding this Hakini Mudra. Now we're going to balance a little bit. So if you need a wall, nearby, then go ahead and move your mat to a wall and practice there. So we're going to lean down into that right foot, press into the ball, and then take the left toes, extend them to the floor in front of you. So you're going to extend long through that left leg, toes to the floor. Feel that right leg balancing. Feel the right ankle kind of wiggling around to help you balance. Now take the left leg out to the side, toes to the floor. So long extension of the left leg, toes to the floor. Upper body is soft, fingers are soft. And now take the left leg behind you. You're going to take the tops of the toes to the floor, balancing on that right leg. And then we're going to start to bend the legs here as you sit the hips down and back. This is kind of a modified chair pose. Again, upper body stays soft in your Hakini Mudra. Let's take 2 breaths. Nice, release. Press down into that right foot, lift up, release the arms, step the left foot next to the right. And then we're going to take the ball again under the front of the foot, under the tennis ball, under the ball of the foot. Again, stepping the left foot next to the right, about hip width apart. Press down into the ball, flatten it as much as you can, and let the toes just kind of relax and dangle down over the ball. Inhale, extend the arms straight out in front of you. And on the exhale, come into chair pose, this modified chair pose with the ball. So you'll feel that stretch on your ankles, on your right ankle, especially with the ball. And this is really strengthening for the knee. 2 more breaths here. Sit as low as you can. Again, tracking the hips down and back. You can look down, make sure you can still see your toes. And then inhale, press down into the feet, straighten the legs, reach the arms up overhead, pressing down into the ball, and then exhale, release. That's the right side. So just place the tennis ball in front of you, come back to mountain pose. Close your eyes or just gaze softly down the tip of the nose. And notice and feel anything. Notice perhaps any differences between the right side and the left side. So just take a moment to notice each side, right side, left side, the whole body. If your eyes are closed, flicker them open. We have to do that whole sequence on the left. So now take the ball underneath the left foot and start by rolling it out. Rolling the whole length of the foot. And again, noticing this foot may feel different, so you may want to put more pressure or less pressure onto the ball. Just be sure to get the whole length of the foot as best you can. And then moving into this lateral movement, so ground down through the heel. You can step this right leg back for leverage. Ground down through the heel, take the tennis ball towards the top of the arch or the front of the arch, and then wiggle that foot from side to side. Work that ball down through the arch towards the heel. Side to side lateral motion. All right, come back to the front of the foot. So the ball is going to be, tennis ball is going to be under the ball of the foot. Just palpate a couple times, pressing the ball and then releasing. I have a squeaky wooden floor underneath this rug with every press. And then press down and hold and squeeze your toes around the ball. And then inhale, lift and spread the toes. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, lift and spread. Exhale, squeeze. Hold that, relax the toes. Just keep pressing down into the ball. And then again, palpate. Work your way all the way down through the whole foot with these gentle palpations, just pressing and releasing. You're going to notice tender spots. And then bring the ball under the heel of the left foot. So the ball of the foot and the toes are grounded down on the mat. The tennis ball is underneath the left heel. You're going to step the right foot parallel to the left foot. press down into the tennis ball with the left heel and find this modified mountain pose. Get as even as you can here. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, clasping fingers together. Rotate palms to the sky. And on the exhale, we're side bending to the right this time. So press down into that left foot, especially the tennis ball. Try not to add tension in your neck and shoulders here. Breathing into the whole left side of your body, especially the left ribs. Inhale back to center, release the bind, reach up, and exhale, release the arms. And then swing the arms front to back. Feel the arms totally heavy and relaxed here, shoulders relaxed. Nice. All right, so now we're gonna take our hands back to Hakini Mudra, so fingertips to touch. Lots of open space between the palms. Shoulders are soft, arms are soft. The elbows just kind of dangle underneath the shoulders here. Now, again, back to this balancing sequence. So if you need a wall, you can stay there if you used it the first time. Lean down into that left foot, press into the ball, and extend the right leg out in front of you, toes to the floor. So long extension through the right leg here, grounding through the left foot. Take the right leg to the right, out to the side. Extend long extension, toes all the way to the floor. Upper body soft. And then right leg behind you, extending through the tops of the toes. So the tops of the toes are on the floor. The leg is long. I'm losing my balance here a little bit. And then we're gonna bend the knees and sit down and back. Another modified chair pose. 2 breaths. Upper body is soft. Press down into the left foot as you inhale, lift and straighten through the legs. Step forward with the right foot, release your hands. Nice, all right, so then let's bring the ball, tennis ball under the ball of the left foot. Press down and squish the ball, hold it, relax the toes, and again, stepping the right foot next to the left. Inhale to sweep the arms directly in front of you. And exhale, sitting the hips down and back in this modified chair. So feel a lift through the chest here. Feel the natural curvature of your spine. Take one more breath. And then press down into both feet. Come to standing. Release the ball. Mountain pose. So just notice and feel the body, hopefully a little more balance after working both sides. And we're going to complete this sequence with legs up the wall. So bring the short edge of your mat to your wall space. In my case, I have a door space. You may want to use a blanket under your sacrum. So if that's the case, set your blanket up however it feels comfortable for you. And to get into this pose, you come in sideways. So sit your hips on the blanket or on the sticky mat with that hip just right up against the wall. And you're just gonna lean back onto your mat and swing your legs up the wall. And adjust the blanket as needed. So we want the blanket right underneath the sacrum, not the low back. Just a little lift there. Relax the arms alongside the body. You can take them out a little wider, or you can take them up overhead. Whatever feels good for you. Just come into a totally relaxed pose here. Softening all the muscles in the feet. Relax the ankles. all of the large muscles in the legs, the calf muscles, hamstrings, quadriceps. Let it all go. You're fully supported by the wall. Relax in and around the pelvis and hips. Surrender the whole upper body into the support of your mat, the support of the earth beneath your mat. Surrender here. Allow your attention to stay within, allowing yourself to stay centered and out of your head. Listening to the breath, watching the breath, tuning into any sensation in the body. If you hear that sound, that is the sound of my dog Marley, dream barking. If you notice a steady flow of thought, activity, or you feel that you're getting attached to a thought, then just notice that happening. It's not uncommon, and that's why we call it a practice. We notice what is, and we come back to the present. Using the simple tools of watching the breath and noticing the breath, and aware of any sensation in and around the body. Please feel free to stay here and legs up the wall as long as you want. I recommend that 15 minutes is always a good amount of time for this pose to really calm the nervous system and invert the body. Helps with circulation, especially in the legs and feet where we've been working. If you're ready to come out, and when you're ready to come out, if you're staying, just simply bend the knees towards the chest, reach the arms up overhead, and roll the body to either side. And gently press yourself up to a seat. Please take your time, move slowly, enjoy the benefits of your practice. It is my honor and privilege to guide you through your practice today. Thank you for spending time with me. Namaste.